closed doors, you know? Like, that's exactly what it is.
Oh yeah. Did you there had to have, because if you're in a Muslim country, I imagine there's got to be some funny shenanigans that you could probably pull, like just knowing that you're not Muslim, that you might be able to put. Like, did you bring like pork sausages to the grills one time,
Oh
or like,
no.
or
There is so the cool thing is so you get rations over there. You can get like pork rations and alcohol rations if you work for the US government.
okay,
Um so a lot of guys do partake in that, but dude, a lot of guys will get themselves in trouble. Like motherfuckers will get caught selling alcohol out in town, like
ooh,
get a or I mean like there's no drunk driving over there, right? Because the majority of the population doesn't drink, but you'll
yeah.
get a dude that drinks a little too much and maybe he hits the
Well,
gate on the way out of the compound. Like
yeah. Well, they did allow women to drive, so it's basically the same thing, if you go.
well, dude, and that's the crazy thing is driving over there is for anyone that has not driven in the Middle East before, it is a different fucking ball game. All right.
Okay. Okay.
the
In what way?
it the lines on the road mean nothing. All right. The speed limit only means anything because there's speed cameras and they will fine you automatically.
Okay.
Red lights, if there's not a camera at that red light doesn't exist. Okay.
Okay.
The intersections are uncontrolled, and the ones that are controlled, are it's either because there's a red light camera and the fine is like a 1,000 US, basically,
Yeah.
or it's because the intersection has these massive fucking speed bumps right before the intersection. That's how they control most of the intersections over there.
It sounds like the drivers of like India are just being thrown into like a functional like traffic control place almost. It's like it almost sounds like they don't want to obey anything on the road.
100%. I mean, and to be fair, the locals are just as bad. And I will also say my experience is mostly with Riyadh, which is the capital city of Saudi Arabia, and it is packed. It's like way overcrowded people to infrastructure wise. Because if you go out east or you go to some of the smaller villages, or even just right outside of the capital to some of the smaller towns around the capital, it's so much more chill. But it's just because there's less cars on the road that you have to worry about. Have you ever seen you've seen the movie 13 Hours?
Yes, I have.
Our Secret Soldiers of Benghazi or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. The scene where he picks him up from the airport and they're in that traffic jam coming up to the checkpoint.
Okay.
Way cleaner, way nicer because it's it's 2026 Riyadh, but the traffic is like that. Like when I'm coming home from work, dude, it's like 6 lanes of traffic that are coming down to 3 lanes. None of the lanes exist. Dudes are on the shoulders. If you got a pickup truck, you're hopping the curb and getting in the sand. Like there's just no rules.
Yeah, it sounds a lot just like second world traffic, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like last year I got my mirror ripped off my Tahoe over there. Because
really?
I'm stopped at a stoplight. They just put stoplights in on this road. They're repaving this road, putting stoplights up. It used to be a dirt road. And I'm stopped at a stoplight, and this food truck is in the lane to the right of me, and he wants over to the left. And I'm stopped. There's cars to my left, cars in front of me, cars behind me. I'm boxed in, and this guy wants left. He wants to get in front of me. I'm full on stopped on the brakes, letting him try to slip in front of me, but he's so impatient, he blows my mirror off the right side of the truck. And then I get out of the car, right? Because they take accident reports pretty serious over there. There's like a whole agency just for reporting accidents and getting fault assessed.
Yeah.
But the driver is Pakistani. So I call my interpreter from General Dynamics and I'm like, hey, like I just got in an accident. Can you please help me talk to this other driver so we can get this accident reported? I hand him the phone. The guy, after a few seconds, hands the phone back to me. I pick up and Salah's on the phone. He's like, TJ, are you there? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that guy doesn't fucking speak Arabic. You're screwed.
Like, oh no. What does he speak? Urdu or something?
I have no fucking clue. And I'm like, all right, well, let's see if we can hand signal our way through this.
Oh God.
But dude, I can't lie. Saudi's a pretty sweet place to live if you can deal with the heat.
Oh yeah. when you it sucks, and I hate to bring this up, but it's like when you think about it, like because the way other countries like they actually are efficient in the way that they run stuff, and it's like, and don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of like the Middle Eastern culture, if you're a visitor and stuff like that, or maybe some liberal cities, but that doesn't surprise me in the least that Saudi seems like a pretty cool place to be.
Yeah, man, and I would say it's changed a lot in the last 10 years, because I'm very much the young blood where I work, right? Like I'm only 28, and I would say the average age of the guys that I work with is like 40 plus, especially a lot of the civilian dudes that have been there since the start of the program. We're talking like 50s and stuff like that. So I'm very much like the new guy on the block. And you hear stories about just 10 years ago, like before the new Crown Prince of Saudi took control. And it's a different world. Like, public execution still a thing, women not able to be in public without male escorts, women not being able to drive, like Sharia law back in the day, like religious police.
Muslim country,
exactly, 100%. And like I have female coworkers that were around back then, and they still don't like, they still have bad juju for going over to Saudi, but it's totally different now. Like I would 100% feel comfortable bringing my girlfriend over to Saudi Arabia. Like if all this hadn't kicked off in the region, we were going to go catch the F1 race in Bahrain, and then hop back across to Saudi, and she was going to spend like a week in Riyadh. Like it's a different world now, but it's happened so fast. Like I said, like in the last 10 years, Saudi Arabia has like basically pulled a 180.
Well, you've seen that, I think, with quite a few, because like even the UAE, not Egypt, maybe there's, I'm thinking maybe Turkey. There's like a couple other like the Muslim countries that are doing that. I think just because they know that there's so much money in being able to like liberalizing a little bit, and whether morally speaking, or as like a Muslim country, if that's the best thing, that's a separate debate. But they know that it just brings so much money to them.
Exactly, and that's the thing is, I think the writing is on the wall, right? Oil it's a part of our day-to-day life, right? It's in fucking everything we use. It's not just about gas and diesel, right? Like we use petroleum products for so much, but eventually the push right now is to move away from petroleum stuff. So all the GCC countries, like the writing's on the wall, right? Like how do we diversify our economy out of oil? Or even just the fact that like they've hit maximum efficiency more or less on petroleum products, right? Like they know how much they need to pull out of the ground every year to keep the prices stable, et cetera, et cetera. So now where do you go to make more money? And tourism is one of the biggest things. Like if you can get more people into the country spending money at hotels, buying food, doing these cool like desert excursions that they do, all the natural landmarks, a ton. Saudi Arabia makes an insane amount of money on religious tourism, both Muslim and otherwise, because there's a
Mecca,
exactly, because Mecca is in Saudi Arabia, so every year they have Hajj tourism, where Muslims from all over the world come to Saudi Arabia to do their Hajj and go to Mecca. But also like even like Christians and stuff like that, because there's a bunch of important holy sites throughout the Middle East, right? I mean, Israel is obviously a great example of it. But they've got I'm trying to remember the name of the spot, but supposedly where Moses like parted the Red Sea to walk the slaves across from Egypt. Like they've got all these different cool historic sites. So I mean, it is a sweet place, and they are doing a lot to make it much more tourist friendly, and a lot more westernized, I would say.
Yeah, between that and then I don't know if Bahrain does it, but I know in the UAE they're almost like a Switzerland in the sense where they have like super lax financial laws, to where it's like we're not gonna we're not gonna freeze your bank account because you had like stock fraud or something in Great Britain or wherever. So people are doing that. I will say it'll be interesting because once the Iran war ends, assuming the IRGC stays in power, because apparently they're trying to have. One of their demands is they want full control of the Strait of Hormuz now, and they want to be able to charge a toll like the Suez or the Panama Canal. So if they have money coming in, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if Iran starts to go that direction.
No doubt at all. But yeah, man, and that's another thing that you reminded me of with the bank account stuff. Saudi Arabia just recently opened up foreign investing for property and land in Saudi.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll
Big
be
real
interesting.
estate fan over here, so this might, you know.
Hey, I don't know any of the specifics. I just remember when like the Office of the Prince put out the announcement. But yeah, man. And that's something super cool that I do want to bring up is the 4th of July here, right? Is a big deal. Like, and it definitely used to be when I was younger. I feel like when I was younger, it was a much cooler holiday. Like a lot more people were like out waving flags, fireworks, that kind of stuff. Dude, Saudi Founding Day, everyone goes out and buys these lights. They light up all the buildings green because their flag is this really nice green color. But they light up all the buildings green. People are tying flags to their cars. There's flags on everything. Everywhere's got a deal. The whole country gets the day off. It's a national holiday. Yeah, the whole country's got the day off. The traffic is horrific, but they do air shows over all the major cities. So like their Air Force is doing air shows over Riyadh, air shows over Jeddah, Dammam, like all over the place. It's this huge event, and that reminds me when I'm there for that during the year, it reminds me so much of what 4th of July felt like when I was a kid.
Yes.
In the States, where it was the same thing. Like people got American flags everywhere, fireworks, like all the deals. Everyone's taking the long weekend. Like, dude,
just an overt, you know, blatant celebration in a good way.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And it's really fun. And like you alluded to earlier, like people over there are so welcoming, bro. Like you could show up to a lunch sit down of complete strangers, and they're like, come sit, eat. Like have some tea, have some food. Like, dude, everyone's so nice and so welcoming over there.
Dude, what happened?
Unbelievable.
What happened here in the big 50 states? What happened?
Dude, it is crazy. It is crazy.
I mean, I'm not going to go on the Alex Jones rant. I'll save that for my other episodes. But yeah, that is funny. I've heard that I had an Iraqi Uber driver when I was in Arizona, but he was telling me that like the neighbor thing, like the stark contrast between the Middle East and the States is insane. Like he says that in Iraq, you could live like your neighbors, and I don't know, I assume it's similar in Saudi, but you could just like walk into their homes like unannounced and, you know, help them cook or, you know, talk with them like you're like you're in the barracks again. You know, you know how you like walk in your like buddy's room, like, hey, do we have word or something like that? Or like, what's going on? Or, you know, you have a guy peering through the window to make sure, you know, there's not like higher ups running around. It's like, you could be with your neighbors out there. And I love that.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude, it's awesome. I will say I definitely have a new appreciation for like other cultures from working out there. So.
Oh yeah, especially the Middle East. It's obvious. I mean, you know, you can talk about, you know, if you want to live that way, or live like that, but fun place to go. Amazing place to go.
100%. I highly recommend, and an underrated spot to visit. But if you are looking for something to do in the wintertime, the weather there in the winter is perfect. Dude, we're talking like 50s to 70s.
Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah, Fahrenheit. 50s to 70s Fahrenheit. And that's when all the tourist stuff opens up. So they've got these crazy amusement parks. Like there's a Six Flags near Riyadh with like the biggest roller coaster in the world. All the cool desert excursion stuff. You can go camping out in the desert, and the stars at night when you're out in the desert away from the city, dude. It is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. There's so much stuff to do, and the weather is beautiful, and it's cheap to get there. It's cheap. Food there is so cheap. Like you can feed. We go to this Pakistani restaurant that I love near the compound that I live in.
Yeah,
dude, and you fill up the whole table with food. We're talking butter chicken, naan, fish tikka masala, just all kinds of stuff. Food all over the table. Like you can't even put your plate down or a drink or something. Dude, you got 4 grown men in there eating. 4 big dudes like me, like fat fuckers. And you go in there, you guys got leftovers, and you walk out of there for like $30 US, if that.
Right. The more that I don't know what this says about me because, like, when you talk about it, it's excitement. Like, it's and don't get me wrong, I love that too. Like, I feel that way because it's like, dude, it makes me want to go there. But the more that I hear this, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, what am I doing here,
dude? And it's hard because like a lot of people have like some preconceived notions, but like I'm trying to tell my friends, I'm like, dude, you guys got to come out here and like spend a week.
Now, is it because I imagine it was a little easier for you to go because of work, but I heard years ago, probably has changed, that it used to be where you needed to know somebody who like lived in Saudi Arabia, but has it? Well, I guess I know you, so I mean, I guess I can surpass that. But like, I mean, is it easy to get in if you're just a normal guy?
It is now. So you can do a tourist visa is like $50 or less. They usually come back in like a week or two. It's so lax now, they'll let you do what's called visa on arrival, where you can fly there with no visa and do your visa process in the airport when you land.
Damn. Okay.
Yep. If you go to any hotel, any nice hotel that like you would probably consider actually staying in, that's not like a Motel 6 type vibe.
Yeah.
The host and hostess.
Look, if I'm going to Saudi Arabia, I'm not like, look, this is my philosophy on vacations. Fucking splurge, okay?
Yeah,
we're not going to. I don't want to see anything. Like when I go on a vacation, I don't want to do, eat, or be a part of anything that I can get back home. I want the unique. I'm not motel. I'm not saying this to you, TJ, but Motel 6 in Saudi Arabia is my ass. I might as well just stay here.
Hey man, you stay at the Ritz. They got a Ritz-Carlton in Riyadh.
Oh my God, I say less.
There you go, man. But it's cool, and like it's very much like if you've ever been to Europe or any other, really any country nowadays, the younger generation, most of them speak at least conversational English, right?
Okay.
So like guys our age and younger, if you walk up to them, they're gonna know at least enough English for you to be like, how do I get here? And they'll pull up Google Maps and show you stuff like that.
Yeah.
So and most hospitality folks too. Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, man, it's easy to get over there nowadays. If you're going over there for work or something, it's a different story. But for vacation, super easy.
Maybe should the reunion be in Saudi Arabia? After all, we were promised the land in the Middle Eastern country.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
We complete the prophecy on 2/8/2028. We land troops in Saudi Arabia if the Iran war is still not going on.
Dude, hey, if you guys come through, I will show you guys the spots. I say it to anyone. If anyone wants to come visit, I'll show you all my favorite spots around the city. We'll go ride some camels. We'll ride four-wheelers in the desert. Like,
I want at least one photo where not a camel, but like I want to ride on a horse and I look like, T.E. Lawrence, Lawrence of Arabia, and I got the well, I forget the sign eater swords, the ones that are like curled,
like a scimitar.
Yes, I want to look like an actual, Arab horseman, cavalry warrior, whatever they call them.
Here's
Wait, what is that?
That's me riding a camel. That's just sand up in the air.
I was wondering, but is that like a flame or like would something explode? But
yeah, no, the camel jockey, when they take your picture, they do these things where like they throw arches of sand because it is pretty crazy when the sand hits the sunlight just right.
Yeah,
it looks pretty sick. Yeah, here's like this, like a arch.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, man, but it's a sweet gig. If you or anyone else ever wants to come out, we'll go out. We'll do a Saudi sunset. Hold on. Yeah, we'll do a Saudi sunset. Icky's blurring it out, but
no, that's fine. I get it. But
yeah, picnic out in the desert, ride some four-wheelers, ride some camels, man.
Oh my God. Yeah, I have plenty of PTO. I know that. Let me let's just see what it looks like from I'll be in Texas probably by the time. Flights from Texas to Saudi Arabia. They have to be cheaper now. Okay, from Houston, 3 layovers, total of $892.
There you go.
Not worth. That's actually cheaper than going to Thailand. That actually ain't that bad. $1,000 from San Antonio and only one stop. That's pretty okay.
Yep, I'm lucky because here in DC, there's a direct from DC straight to Riyadh. It's like a 14-hour flight. Yeah,
man,
so that's what I always do.
Oh, yeah. I assume, but the plane that you go on, is it like I assume like a jumbo jet? It's like pretty nicer compared to.
Oh yeah, yep. It's I fly Saudia. It's usually like a 737, big plane. Sometimes it's a double decker, sometimes a single.
Yeah.
So
I always wanted to get the because like I try to fly, like business or first, if I'm even on like a smaller plane, but I've never been on a jumbo jet. It would be nice to like actually get the real first class experience.
it's expensive, dude. Like so obviously work covers my regular fare. So I book like regular economy class over there. But dude, 14-hour flight, my knees, my back, and my neck are crushed.
Oh yeah.
So I always wind up upgrading myself to business. A regular flight is usually about $1,000. A business class ticket's usually like $4,000. But a first class ticket on a 14-hour flight to the Middle East is like $10,000 dude.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know.
nuts. I can't even imagine paying for that.
Yeah,
I don't think it would matter how much money I was making. I don't think I could pay $10,000 for a flight.
No, I mean, unless I'm like uber rich, or if my streams start taking off, which you're more than welcome to buy. Well, I don't have merch up. Who am I talking about? I complain about merch all the time, but I don't give people the means to it. But yeah, but for a flight though, it's like, yeah, it's not. I mean, unless you got just money to blow like that, or you get a free upgrade and you're lucky, it's like not real. Is it really worth it? Like you just get for 14 hours.
Exactly. Yeah, business.
I will say though, you will never find think of all the horror films, the horror videos, the Burger King hat guy that you've seen of people flipping out on flights. You will never find that in first class. I'm pretty certain of that.
No, dude. What you will find is upset children. The rich people, yeah, dude. The rich people that have kids, they buy their kids first class tickets or business class tickets too.
Yeah.
Or like mom's got like a sad baby. You get those still, but you don't get the crazy people like you do in economy.
No.
So
I'm 10% West African. Like, although I will admit though, if I did have to, like, if I were in first class and I did see the Burger King hat guy and he did flip out again, like that was money well spent. Like I got.
Hey, baby, dinner and a show. Dinner and a show.
Granted, the flight got delayed by a couple hours, but hey, this is something that you can tell your children about. Remember this famous meme, Laura?
Yep, I was there.
Yes.
Don't quote the what is it? Don't quote the ancient text to me. I was there when they were written, kind of deal.
Yeah. You're like an apostle watching Christ get risen from the dead.
Oh shit!
What are the other photos here? I gotta pull that up.